Good morning, everyone. Leah Dixon here from Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. I am excited to be live with you this morning. There is so much happening. I'm going to have to go send a bunch of emails after I finish going live because we have new sale items going up this week for the weekly deals. So I'll send the information out for you about that, although you can find it on my website, leahdixon.stampinup.net, and it's right there under specials. But I will send out an email this morning about it. And Stampin' Up! Has announced that we have a flash sale happening tomorrow, 15% off stamp sets from the annual catalog. So unfortunately, that does not include this Snowman Magic because this little guy is from our Christmas catalog. If I had known in advance, I would have featured a different stamp set this week. But we have some great Christmas sets and other, all-purpose, all-season sets in our annual catalog, and those are going to be on sale tomorrow. So after this live, you're going to want to head over to the shop or grab your catalog and sit down and kind of see, okay, what things were on my wish list that I want to get for that 15% off, because that's tomorrow from basically midnight tonight until midnight tomorrow night. Yeah, so that's about it for what's happening with Stampin' Up! And I will send out an email to anybody who's part of my newsletter. But this morning, I am going to be stamping with the Snowman Magic. So, good morning, Eva. So I'm going to switch it over so you can just see my desktop and we can see this adorable bundle and get started creating. So this Snowman Magic Bundle, it's $57.50 Canadian, and that gets you the stamp set and the dies. So the stamp set's super cute, great little sentiments. I love this. It's the most magical time of the year. The card I shared with you yesterday simply used that sentiment and the frame die from this kit and like nothing else. It's such an easy one to use to make a quick card. But then we have our cute little snowman, and you can dress him up any which way. He's got his winter scarf and toque. He's got his typical top hat and bow tie, and then he's even got a sun hat and sunglasses so that we can give him a little bit more of a tropical location. So kind of fun. And then these sweet little trees and holly and the rabbits and stars and hearts and birds and like all the little things to decorate. And then I love that the sentiments aren't just like Merry Christmas and stuff, but they're a little bit punny and can be used for Valentine's, thank yous, Christmas, like all of it. So like thanks so much is what I'm going to be using today because I need often a lot of thank you cards at Christmas time. My students are so sweet and always send me little things, so I like to send them a little thank you card over the holidays. I love you so much, so we'll be able to use this right into Valentine's Day, and then some more kind of Christmassy ones like sending wishes for a cool Christmas. I love it. So today's card is using the stamp set, of course, and then I'm actually not using the frame because I kind of highlighted that yesterday. As long as you kind of understand that it's cutting out the inside, it's leaving the outside. So I like to put mine on a 3 1/4 by 4 1/2 piece of paper before I cut it so that I already have a border. Yeah, that's kind of the only thing to know about this guy. So I'm not going to use him today. I'm going to show you that all the bits, including the arms, have dies to go with them. And so it makes creating a snowman so simple. And then I'm going to pair this up with, I gotta grab it. I just got this yesterday and I'm so excited. I've already dove into the pack. This is the Snowflake Vellum. So you actually get a ton of vellum here. Hi, Gail. We've got just kind of random snowbally snowflakes in like this iridescent on the vellum. Nice, big, beautiful snowflakes. Again, in the iridescent on vellum. A totally different pattern in the iridescent. And then we have the same patterns again, but this time in, what's it called? Like flocking, I guess it would be. Like this is textured and velvety. on top of the vellum. So we've got the big snowflakes, the random everywhere snowflakes, and then kind of like our dotted snowflakes. And this is all in that like puffy vellum, super, super cool kind of texture. All right, now let's see. They did have those ones down though, so that the iridescent goes the other way. There, so that is the snowflake vellum, and that's what I'm using today to create the background for our card. So I will warn you, this is kind of not my style today. But I joined a group called Clean and Simple, and I've been watching kind of how they create. So I'm going to give it a shot at creating like a very clean and simple card. So I'm going to use a thick basic white card base. This is 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. And the first thing I'm going to do to it is actually grab my bone folder so it closes. There we go. All right, so there's my card base. And I'm going to grab, I've already pre-cut them, that vellum. I just put it onto my guillotine and chopped it up. I created 1 1/4 inch squares. Now, what I love about this is because on both the iridescent and the ones with the flocking, the image creates a space for you to put adhesive on the back. So you could use a liquid adhesive, or I'm going to use mini glue dots. And actually, you know what? I'm going to grab my paper pumpkin ones though, because they're just slightly smaller. I don't like them as much because I have to fiddle and take the backings off, but they're just slightly smaller. So I'm going to start with the square that I'm going to put right in the very, very center of my card. And I'm going to pick up a glue dot, and I'm finding the dots on the page, and I'm putting these behind those dots. So I want to kind of have 3 spots that it's adhered. I might do one there as well. So, and if you can get them as close to the corners as possible, that's always the best. I'm going to make sure that these 2 here that are close to the corners are actually my top corners, because those are the ones I'm most worried about kind of flipping over and getting weak. The ones at the bottom, gravity will take care of, but the ones at the top, I want them to stay in position. And so because I'm using these ones from a paper pumpkin, I do have to peel these backings off. If you use the ones off the roll, you don't need to do that. But the ones on the roll are a bit bigger, so just so you are aware. So I've got those 2 dots at the top. I'm going to center this. Oh, it already grabbed. Darn it. Okay, no, it didn't. Good. So as long as I don't push this down, I should be able to kind of wiggle it around until it looks centered, and then I'm going to push it down in place. All right, so it's a little hard for you guys to see, but there we go. We've got that beautiful snowflake flocking on there. Good morning, Joanne. And now I'm going to attach the other 2 vellum squares. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing again. I'm going to grab those mini glue dots and put them behind the dots on the vellum. This piece is a bit better. Oh, come on. Oh, maybe that's just a backing. That's why it won't pick up. There we go. This piece is a bit better. The dots seem to be closer to my corners, which is helpful for adhering this. So pop those off. And so I might use this one on the far right hand side because it's going to be one that's most visible. All right, come on. There we go. And so I want to just put a little space in there. Oh my goodness, that's not straight. There we go. That's better. All right. Get rid of those little dots as well. Lots of backing. Sorry, guys. And now we have one last square to adhere. Now this one I'm not as worried about because my snowman's going to cover up a lot of it. But I still want to try and get those corners adhered. Right, that's got nothing really to put something behind. Those dots are way too small. All right, this guy's just going to have 2 and it'll have to do. And like I said, he's going to be behind my snowman. So actually knowing that my snowman's going on here, I can totally just do a center one as well, and not a problem. All right. So now when I think about this, my corner I'm most worried about is going to be this top corner. So I'm going to make sure that one of my, oh no. So I was so focused on getting the dots in the right spot, I didn't even notice that I put them on the wrong side of my paper. Now I don't know if I can pull these off without taking the flocking. Darn it. Okay, so yeah, pulling those glue dots off took the flocking off of that. Oh, that's a shame. All right, I think it still looks fine. So I'm going to flip this over and put glue dots where they belong. That was silly. I thought it looked different. All right, and one in the center. Okay, take 2. I think it might be time to get new glasses. All right. Or maybe have a second coffee, because you'd think I would have noticed as well that it felt different. All right. Here we go. We're going to pop this one down just like that. So I'm trying to space it the same as I spaced the other one. There we go. Now I can feel the flocking as I put that down. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm going to put my mini glue dots away because I really don't need those now. No, I don't need those at all. All right, so that is our card kind of started. So like I said, really clean and simple. We've got white with a vellum and white flocking on top of it. So it's really, really simple. It's not as straight as I would like those pieces, but it's okay. We're going to put stuff on here that's going to kind of hide that. All right, so now I've got a scrap piece of paper that we're going to do a ton of stamping on. I have cut it down to 3 1/4 wide, though. The length doesn't really matter, but I wanted to make sure that it was 3 1/4 wide so that it's going to fit nicely through my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And then I'm going to grab some black ink, and we are going to stamp our snowman. So it's just a little outline that we have. I'm going to stamp him right there, and then we're going to die cut him so it doesn't matter kind of where he is positioned. Same with our rabbit. The only kind of criteria here is don't get him too close to the snowman because you want to be able to fit both dies on there. And what else do I need in black? Oh, okay, I'm going to give our snowman a face, and I'm going to do that now before I die cut him. So you've got 2 options, eyes open and eyes closed. I've used the eyes closed one. And I'm also going to stamp my sentiment on here. I'm going to make sure to stamp it way down at the bottom, as tight in as I can to the corner. That way I only have 2 sides to cut because I just really want this cut super duper thin. And I'm also going to stamp my arms now. My arms I've just kind of thrown onto a big block, and we're going to die cut them. So there we go. So that's everything with my black ink. Now on this same piece of paper at the same time, I am going to grab some sweet sorbet. Oh, it's already here. There we go. I'm going to grab some sweet sorbet ink and my toque and scarf. And again, when I stamp these, it doesn't really matter where, as long as I'm giving myself some space so that I can die cut them. There we go. Now you could have some fun and color these up with markers and get different colors, but I'm really going for that clean and simple. So I'm trying to keep it to black, white, and red. And that's all we're going to have on this card. Well, I shouldn't say that's all we're going to have. We'll have one little more hint of color. I'm going to grab my light Flirty Flamingo and my light Calypso Coral and color the nose and the ears on my bunny and my snowman. All right, so there we go. dab there. Awesome. So very, very subtle color to that. All right. So that is a lot of stamping on one little sheet of paper. Oh, hello. Just says Facebook user because I'm using StreamYard today. So if you want to put your name at the end of your comment or just sign in with StreamYard. All right. So now that that's all done, I'm going to grab my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I am going to pop this down, and we're going to cover up all of these. Oh, hi, Jacqueline. We're going to cover up all of these with our dies. Now, I had them, they were there. Like I had them to show them to you. Where did I put them? So some of these are super simple to line up, like our snowman. It's kind of like just put it so it's nestled up against the edge. Same with our little bunny rabbit. Okay, it's a nice fit for lining them up. All right. And then we'll grab our little toque die. Same thing, just it's quite a nice snug fit. And our scarf. So all these little bits have their own die cuts. And then the arms. Guys, the arms are super cool. There's two kinds of arms. I could cut them straight out of black paper. Good morning, Shirley. Or I've got these cool arms that I am just going to make sure. Oh, you know what? I stamped my arms too close to my bunny rabbit. I'm going to have to do my arms separately. So let's cut out these 4 pieces and then we'll come back in and cut out the arms. Darn it. I wondered about that because I wasn't remembering at the time when I did the arms. The arms don't just cut the shape of the arm. They actually cut a little bit extra and put a little bubble on the end so that you have a spot to put a mini dimensional and actually attach them behind your snowman. So it's super handy that way. No fiddling with tiny spaces and little bits. Okay, so we'll cut those out and then we'll come back and cut out the arms. So I'm going to put all my little pieces up here. Little snowman and bunny rabbit, my toque, my scarf. All right, and so I don't lose these dies, I'm going to pop them right back on. Oh no, I just dropped one. Darn it. So I'm going to pop these back onto my backing so that I don't lose things. And then I'm going to see if I can see the die I just dropped. Oh, darn it. Okay. Well, oh, there we go. Yay. I dropped that little bunny rabbit. That's no good. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to grab these arm dies and I'm going to show you how cool these are. I just heard it. There it is. Okay. All right, so let's get this back up on the screen for you. We've got, actually, I'm just going to fussy cut these guys for right now so I don't have to run them through again. Where did my snips go? Oh, I'm losing everything today. I had paper snips. Oh, there they are. They were actually where they belonged and just hiding. So for this, thanks so much. I'm just coming in and cutting. I'm going to have to go from this side because how I am going to be able to best cut this. All right. So I'm seriously just like as close as I can cutting a straight line. And this is a really good font because it's a very flat topped font. So it really helps you just kind of follow along. So I've got this very itty bitty sentiment there now. All right. Now with these two little arms, these dies have the space for the arm and then a spot to put your mini glue dot. And what's super cool about them is you'll know that you've got this lined up right because you can actually pop the fingertips into the ends and then also the end of the arm, like there's little holes so that you can see what you've done and how you've lined it up. There we go. So we've got both of these to do. So you can actually see what you stamped. So you're not guessing, oh, is it lined up? Is it going to cut right? It's like it's done. All right, now the trick. Oh, the trick is to not bump it and then align them all. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Definitely should have had more than one coffee before trying to stamp this morning. All right, let's see here. That is lined up. Excellent. All right, let's keep that in position. There we go. So you can also use washi tape to hold them in place once you've got them lined up, but to me, keeping them in place isn't hard. It's just the actual having a steady enough hand to get them lined up. All right. So I love this because now I've got these cute little arms and they're going to be easy to attach to my card. All right, put that to the side. So there's my little arms. So with all those bits created, we're going to put our snowman together. Isn't it a cute set, Eva? I just love it. And I really do like these arms. They've done it on both the ones that you would cut directly out of cardstock and the ones that you would stamp. I just love that they thought about, well, how exactly are you going to attach that? Because, you know, not everybody wants to fiddle with liquid glue and itty bitty things that you can barely hold. So now I can hold the arm, put a glue dot right there on that backing, and then attach his arm. And it just holds on so nicely on the back side. So it's just like, it makes life so simple. So again, just put a glue dot right there on that circle and then attach the arm. So fantastic. Now I'm going to do the same thing to attach his hat and his scarf. I'm going to do his scarf first. So I'm just going to do one mini glue dot. It doesn't need a ton on here. And for this one, I'm just kind of finding where the edges are near his neckline and popping it up there. So it does sit perfectly so that it goes from edge to edge. And that's kind of how you know you've got it in the right position as well. All right, and then his hat, I'm just going to put a mini glue dot down at the bottom of the hat so that I can kind of see, do I want it right on top of his head, kind of off to the side? Okay. Maybe just slightly off to the side. And once I've decided how I want it, I can just push it into place. There we go. So our little snowman is all dressed and ready to go. So now it's time to start putting things on here. Now I'm just looking at this and these are really bothering me. They don't look straight at all. So I'm just actually going to get a ruler. Okay, so I actually did a pretty good job of making those straight. I don't know why they don't look straight to me. Okay, so now we're going to attach the stuff to our card front. I am going to use mini dimensionals to do a bunch of this because I want things just slightly popped up. So I'm going to start with my Thanks So Much, and I'm going to put one mini glue dot right in the very center between the two because I want one that I know for sure will stick. Because the ones that I do on the ends, they might hit like a piece of that flocking and not stick as well. So I want one that I know for sure is going to hold it in place. Okay, so I'll peel off those backings and I come on in and line this up over top of that dimensional that I put there. All right. So there's our sentiment on our card front. And again, I'm so far away for you guys today. I'm sorry. So there we go. Thanks so much. Just right across those flocked squares. Now, before I attach my little snowman and bunny to this card, I'm just going to get a little bit of our elegant trim, and I'm grabbing the silver one. And I can see where my snowman's kind of going to sit. I'm going to put another mini glue dot down on my card front. I just picked that up. And so right about there, so I've just moved my snowman out of the way. and put that mini glue dot there. And then I'm going to put my silver trim through there. And that's a nice circle. And then put my silver trim through again and attach it again. And I feel like maybe that's not going to hold quite as much as I'd like it to. So I am going to grab a second mini glue dot just to make sure that these bits stay in place. And I'm going to just even over top, like over top, underneath, it doesn't matter. Just trying to add a little bit more adhesive so that this stays attached to my card. There we go. And we can even use it to position that a little bit so it hangs and folds the way I want it to. Awesome. So with that done, that's mostly secured. We'll secure it a little bit more by grabbing some dimensionals to put onto the back of our snowman. So when I put this one down, I'm trying to make sure that it's just grabbing my hat for a second time, just to really hold it in place. I'm not worried about those arms, so I'm just going to do a little bit of dimensional down at the bottom of my snowman. All right, now this guy is going to cover up where that attaches, and I'm going to use them some more to really keep those ribbons where I want them. Now, when I place him, I am making sure to place him so he's covering up the left side of my vellum square, but so that his hand's not off of our card. And then my little bunny rabbit is going to get a dimensional as well, but I'm going to make sure that his dimensional is over by his nose so that when I overlap him onto my snowman, it's actually going to be the mini glue dot that I put near his rump that's going to touch my snowman and not the dimensional. All right, so that's got now a mini glue dot and a dimensional on it. And my little bunny rabbit is going to pop down there. And again, helping to hold that silver trim. All right, so that is nearly finished. And now I'm going to go grab kind of like our ultimate go-to embellishment. Nothing fancy here. We do have adhesive back snowflakes and all that deal, iridescent rhinestones, but I am going with straight up just regular rhinestones. I like the kind of silver tone that they have to complement everything that's going on here with our snowman. So I'll pop one there, one there, and a medium-sized one all the way over, actually maybe up here. There we go. All right. And that is it. Just basic rhinestones. Don't use them often enough, and they really are, you know, the ultimate goes with anything kind of embellishment. And that is our finished card. So it was a very, very clean, very, very simple card. And super duper cute. I really wish my lighting was better for you guys, though. This is really not, let's see if I can adjust that at all. The lighting is really not doing this card any justice. Hopefully when I take a photograph of it today, I'll be able to get a nice angle for you guys to really see that. So that is our sweet little snowman card. And, oh, thanks, Joanne. And do watch this week. I have other cards coming up throughout the week using this set. And I find it so super duper cute. It's going to be a great one for creating my thank you cards for my class. So again, thank you so much for joining me today. And here, let's keep that card visible for you guys. Thanks so much for joining me today. And in the description for this video, I did mention our weekly deals renewed today. Oh, you're welcome, Eva. So check those out. There's a bunch of new stuff, and there'll be a new set of weekly deals next week as well. It's kind of a little September promotion that Stampin' Up! Is doing. And then tomorrow, September 15th, they're having that flash sale on annual catalog stamp sets. So definitely make your wish list and get in on that as while supplies last. So, or for the 24 hours. And it's within your own market. So, midnight to midnight. I think actually for us here in BC, it's 11 to 11. But shop in the middle of the day and don't take any risks. So tomorrow is that sale, and you can always contact me if you need help placing an order or have questions about things. Yeah, so that is it for today. I'm off to do some schoolwork. Back to school is hard. But hopefully I'll get some stamping time as well. And I do have some more card classes to post for you. I just have not been able to find the time to get that set up. So watch for those soon. If you haven't subscribed to my newsletter, you'll want to do that. That's going to be your surefire way of hearing about anything I'm offering. All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you.